Welcome back to Carneades.org. Today we're going to be continuing with our series, Dumbfounding Definitions, Dizzying Distinctions, and Diabolical Doctrines, a series sorting through some of the jargon of philosophy. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at what is the survivorship fallacy. Now, the survivorship fallacy, also known as the history is written by the winners fallacy or survivorship bias, occurs when the claims of those that are successful at a task or that survive a particular event are taken as authoritative or representative of the entire experience of everyone in that situation. The fallacy can be found in a wide range of scenarios, from statistics, war, business, and even social media. So, have you ever seen a CEO or a well-followed social media star list their top 10 tips for success, but they seem like normal things that anyone can do? Wake up early, work hard. They say it's easy to build a giant business or a popular following, and you can do it too. Many people buy their books, watch their videos, and believe that emulating them is the key to success. But this ignores all of the creators and the business owners that did all of those things and had their businesses fail. If you believe it's easy to succeed because you only read books from the people that did succeed, you're guilty of the survivorship fallacy, because the people that didn't succeed didn't write books, and you're not getting recommended the videos from the person that only has 2 subscribers. Only looking at those that survive and ignoring the many people and businesses and channels and Instagram profiles that failed means that you're committing the survivorship fallacy, because you're only looking at those that were successful. A famous example of this fallacy occurred in World War II, where a researcher was trying to improve the defenses of U.S. bombers. To do so, he looked at all of the planes that returned damaged and mapped the locations where they were hit, arguing that these locations were the most likely to be hit and that these areas should be reinforced in future models. What he failed to realize was that he was not mapping the planes that never made it back. The planes that made it back were hit in places that meant that they could limp home. The planes that were shot down were hit in different places, meaning that in fact, the places recommended to be reinforced were exactly the places where planes could be hit and survive, not the places that would bring down a plane. Because he was only looking at the survivors, and not the planes that were actually shot down, he was coming to the wrong conclusions. We can see the same trend with stockbrokers that claim they're able to pick the best stocks. If 1,000 stockbrokers all pick different stocks each day to invest in, statistically, someone's going to make a lot of money, become famous, and write a book about how to pick the best stocks. But if you only read their book and ignore the 999 others that used similar strategies but got it wrong and so aren't writing a book, you may fallaciously conclude that you can pick stocks easily too. A more expansive example of this is the idea that history is written by the victors. This is in some ways an argument against the famous claim that the moral arc of the universe is long but bends towards justice. The counterpoint shown here is that whoever wins gets to define what justice is. So it appears to bend towards justice, not because it actually becomes more just, but because the people and ideas that win out are the survivors and get to define the narrative. So in some ways, one might make the claim that saying the universe is becoming more just is actually committing the survivorship fallacy, because you're saying that the only reason you're saying it's becoming more just is because the people that have won out and the ideas that have won out have convinced you that they're the right ideas. Or simply, you are already in the camp of those people or those ideologies, and so you already believed that their ideas were more just. And all the people that disagreed with you were killed in a war, for example. Here are some examples. All of the appliances that have lasted a long time were built before 1980. Therefore, they don't make things like they used to. There are probably lots of appliances in your house that were built before 1980 that failed and you threw out, but you've forgotten about them. You're only looking at the survivors. When you look at that toaster on your counter and say, wow, that thing was built 50 years ago, it must be, they don't make things like they used to. You've forgotten that, oh yeah, I threw out my fridge and my microwave and my dishwasher that were built 50 years ago that all broke down sooner. Because you have survivorship bias, because you're only looking at the thing that actually did survive. All of the people that survived a case of this new disease had extensive scarring on their lungs. Therefore, the disease kills by attacking the lungs. To find out how the disease kills, you should look at the people that died from it, not the survivors. Having scarring from another source may have actually protected them from some other component of the disease, or developing that scarring on their lungs may have been the thing that saved them, whereas people that were for whatever reason unable to develop the scarring on their lungs may have been the thing that killed them. If you want to study how it kills, look at the people that died, not the people that survived. In the same way that if you want to find out how planes were shot down, look at the planes that were shot down. Don't look at the planes that made it back. Finally, I asked 100 psychics to predict what I would eat for breakfast for each of the next 5 days. One of them predicted correctly every single day, and so that one must be truly psychic. The problem is that if you ask enough people, one of them is going to guess right. This is not proof of their skills, this is just basic statistics. What do you think? Are there any instances of the fallacy of survivorship that you've witnessed recently? Does the arc of the universe really bend towards justice, or do we just think so because the victors have the power to write the narratives and always cast their position as the just one? Leave your thoughts in the comments below. Watch this video and more here at Carneades.org. Subscribe, hit the notification bell if you liked this video and you want to make sure you don't miss others that we put out, and stay skeptical, everybody.